Okay, so we're going to take a look at how to view students. So I'm going to go load a class list. First, I'm going to go and refresh just to make sure I get an accurate pull here. And I'm going to go to administer, one-to-one, and I'm going to load my class list that we've already created. Alright, now here I've got the 2 students in my class. Now, default is going to load this tiled view, or a snapshot view of each student. This is really helpful for having just a quick glance to see what my students are doing. So right now I can see that one student is taking notes and one student is browsing Yahoo Sports right now. Okay, so right now you'll notice that on this toolbar up here that View All, this button is depressed. You can see that it's got a line around it. It's made to look like it's clicked. Okay, so if I click that again, it goes to a list view because I'm not viewing them now. So if I click View All, then I can see all of my students. And a few interesting things here. You can actually see the battery level of all of your students in the bottom right hand corner. If it gets low, then you can tell them they need to plug in. This particular student is charging right now, but he only has half a battery. Okay, now there are a few different ways I can look at a student. I can hover over the student, which makes it slightly larger. It gives me some information. It tells me the login name, the machine name, and what they are doing. So you can see that the selected title says that Michael Phelps swims into retirement with 18th Olympic gold. That is actually going to be the title of that page. If I hover over this student, you can see that the student is looking at document 1 in Microsoft Word. And I can also see one student at a time. And the way that I want to do that is by double-clicking a student. And that's going to give me a larger view so that I can actually see what's happening on that particular student's computer. And I can do that for any student that I'm looking at and see what they are looking at. Okay, so those are my options for looking at different students. I can see them in this tile view right here. I can hover over them to get a larger view, and I can also double click on them to see them independent of one another. So those are basically my options on how I view students. The only other thing that I would add to that, if I uncheck this View All box, then I can see a list view that also tells me what they're looking at. So it's another way to be able to take just a quick look and see what your students are doing.